Peace. Another glorious day, y'all. Another glorious day. I hope everything good with you and yours. Let's start off with some stretching. I just feel the need to stretch. Feeling fantastic. But let me get some stretching in along with like whatever else comes to mind. But I definitely feel like pulling. So most likely we'll hit some pull-ups. But I want to get some stretching in, so I'm going to start with the elastic bands and stretch while I get like a semi-workout type of approach today. I did a lot this week. I feel great. You know, more work to be done over the weekend, of course. It's going to be a beautiful weekend. You know, I hope everybody, if I didn't mention on my previous video, you know, shout out to the fathers once again. You know, big shout out to y'all. I shouted out the graduates. So let's get some stretching going. That's what I want to do. Stretch out these muscles. You know, we do a lot of work, a lot of working out. So let's get a little stretch going. Yeah, that felt good. You know? And that felt fantastic. So what I do to follow up with those, I think I'm gonna do some leg raises. I wanna hit that core. I'm just in some type of stretching mood. Hit some core, because that's what's talking to me now, that core. So let's follow the workout that's being formulated by way of the body's response. That's how we do that. That's how we formulate the routine of how the body responds. We started with the stretching. That core is already speaking volumes, you know? You know what time it is. We out here. Let me get back to those elastic bands for that stretch. Let's get some pull-up action going. Let's do that. doing something. Hold on. That's why I grab that bar you can reach right here. Yeah, grab that bar.
I think it's that one.
Huh?
I think it's that one.
So climb up there. See if you can get up there.
Again. That's it, but you like have to lift the camera.
Huh?
You lift the camera. I can
Oh, God. You can grab it on your own?
almost. Shaking.
So
Oh.
try to grab that bar and then grab it. But you can grab that bar.
Easy.
Right. All right, y'all, let's get it. Let me back it up. I want that view to be good money. Pardon me, y'all. There we go. Let's go. So again, that was nice and slow. That in itself is also more like a stretch, you know? So, it's waking the body up, an active rest day, you know, still come out here, get that fresh air. And yeah, you know, this is a form of working out. I mean, you know, working on oneself is just that. But of course, so I'm saying that not to minimize the effects, the benefits of just the stretching and the pause. And I can feel that in the core. Let me see if I can give you an angle and you can see that contraction of the core with that stretching. So let's just see that engagement. So if I come here with it, if I bring the camera, let me see just a little closer, you'll be able to see. Let me bring it down a little lower. All right, I think we got something. So I just go to the side like so. Maybe this will do some justice. Let's go. Nonetheless. So we bring it up top. But if you want to go a little lower, hit that abdominal. So I'm not sure if I went out of camera view, but yeah, so I'll be able to see the angle, and if it was giving some form of the demonstration that you were able to see, hopefully that angle was better than what I'm anticipating. So let's get back up to those leg raises. I want to hit that core again. That was only a 10 count. Very, very right on target with that midsection. Yes. And then we get up on that pull-up bar. Oh, that's a good job. That's a good job. I saw you. That's what I'm saying. You know, you get creative and figure out how you could reach the next level. So that was a stretching pull-up, if you will. You know, I was not at a high tempo with the rhythm, nice and slow, squeezing as I'm pulling, right? Not straining, but squeezing, going in, again, that alignment of what you're doing and what you're experiencing while targeting whatever it is that your mind is aligned with. Okay, so I'm gonna hit that resistant band again. Maybe this angle right here would probably be a better angle with that midsection, as I mentioned before. Then I grab the ball like so. And there we go. And just slightly. Then I flex it. Then I flex it. You know, I'm not over flexing it, but again, I'm waking the body up. So this is my form of stretching. Then we get back on the leg raises. Let me bring it from this angle so you can see. Let me raise this tripod. There we go. All right, so we're gonna hit that midsection. pull-ups, 13 reps on that one. Again, hitting that core hard. That tension definitely present. Then we get back to these pull-ups. Or a pull-up stretch. Because I'm not really trying to like rep out as if I'm doing an actual pull-up workout. So I'm squeezing that movement of the pull-up. Then once I get off that bar, let me bring this down a notch. I want you to see. Hold on, y'all. This is what I want you to see here. I couldn't do this before. That's how strong my fingertips got. Again, another milestone. I wasn't able to grip the pole like that due to my past injury. Then I get back to those hanging leg raises. The workout formulate itself, as you see. I had no idea in how the routine would formulate. I listened to the body, as I always mention, and it's communicating of what it wants. Let's go. And that is the leg raises. That's another great way to stretch. When I hold my body in the air, bring my legs all the way forward, I'm getting a good stretch on the arms. Of course, once I lift that body from the ground, from that height, it requires more control from the arms, the core. And then right after that, we touch that pull-up ball, y'all. Notice the contraction on the back. And for that last one, I just wanted to release. But as I ease my way down, then I just let go. Take that tension build up. It wasn't necessary for me to go again. I'm stretching. So I'm not going to a point of failure per se. And then I come right back to this pole over here, y'all. I'm doing the upper body stretch for right now. That's on this video. I mean, if we have time, because I got here late, so that sun will be going down. But we could do that for a separate video, stretching the lower part of the body. Better yet, let's get the resistant bands and we'll get back to that. That's what I'm getting a calling for. So let's get to these resistant bands. So I went in different directions. I pulled forward. I did the individual twist, you know, at a nice range, a nice alignment, a nice smooth movement is what I'm doing with that elastic band, okay? It's not gonna give you a tremendous amount of tension in the core, right? But if you are working your core often and you're very familiar with that core communicating with you, you will definitely experience what I'm experiencing is in regard to when I do touch that elastic band, my core then acts to be really invested in from that point. So the appetite grows is what I'm saying, you know. All right, so yeah, let's get to these leg raises again off of here. Let me get this. Let me get some of these items out of my pocket, y'all. Keep dropping in, but I'm so excited to do what I'm doing. You know, I just get caught up with the workout. Love it so much. But anyway, let's get to this money. Yeah. So I'm gonna do what I did before. Yo, Grace said, don't go where I can't see you, all right? So we're gonna go off the, I'm really digging these today. As you notice, I got a different grip when I'm holding my arm, so check it out, check it out. I felt like that set could have been done better. The control was definitely there, of course. I felt like I could have done it with more control. But also I want to point out again also is that I don't have a high tempo. I'm really going as slow as I can go. All right, but yet keeping a great amount of tension, you know, so I'm not relaxing. It's just, you know, a contracted engagement along with everything else we're doing with the stretching, you know? And I'm not overstretching. I'm not, it's just, again, waking the body up. Tending to those joints, those tendons, you know what I'm saying? And this is a very good way that I like to, give that of which assists the muscles. We got to give those a lot of attention as well. So I've mentioned in the past, let me also be honest that, I'm not the one to stretch often, but I do have days such as this where that stretch is very much needed, right? Because of all the work. So the body definitely, needs to stretch out those soft tissues and whatnot. Your body in general, everything that makes up this beautiful design. Let's get this money. You get the point. That was a lot right now. So I'm going slow with the movement again. Wow. That was better than the last set. And so from that point, right after, then I immediately follow up with the bar as I intended to before the set of what I just completed. Or rather, that was when I did whatever. And then we hit that pull-up ball. And these workouts have me so ready for tomorrow. So ready for tomorrow. So as you see, I wasn't stretching, I wasn't pulling and trying to go all the way to the top. I got to the point of where enough resistance built up in the arm and I let it go. I'm feeling great in the forearms with what I'm doing. The core is responding. The back feels, you can see it. You can see it. How the body is responding. It's a great way again to fine tune. In other words, what we're doing right now, we're tightening, we're making sure the bolts, the screws, everything is secure. You know what I'm saying? That holds the machine in the strongest way that is needed to perform, right? Because when those joints, those tendons, those ligaments, the skeletal system is strong, your muscles are even stronger. Huh? On that type of time. But of course, so we're gonna hit these leg raises again, y'all. I'm taking advantage of what sunlight remains. That's why I'm so grateful at this time of the year. Huh? Yeah. Let me see if I can bring this up a notch. Nope. But I'm gonna get to it. So again, I'm gonna come up slow with it, y'all. We're gonna come to the very top with that again. So got fancy a little bit, started doing the scissor kicks. Yeah, but great stretch. Again, I'm not trying to rep out. I'm just giving a few reps just to, again, increase either the stretch or the contraction. So we're stretching and contracting. Again, beautiful for that fine tuning, right? Making sure the belts, the bolts, the wiring, of that machine, which gives it its power, ultimately. The machine doesn't work by itself. Every connecting component serves a purpose. Let's go, let's get it, let's. All right, so where we at with it? Let me hit these again. But why not? And so the most in terms of the reps I've done. So I give a periodic rep out like I just did. You know, that's just really just communicate with that core, which I've been doing a lot lately. You know, I want this to become more pronounced. I'm not necessarily trying to lose no more weight. You know, that I'm not trying to do that. And that's not an issue. You know, it's definitely not an issue. So, yeah, let's get it, y'all. So where we at with it? Let's hit these elastic bands. So that's the most repping that I've been doing tonight is the elastic bands. And that's because that's really giving it that stretch, you know? And with each stretch of the way, I feel that contraction and I feel the pump, but it's a pump from the stretch. That means I'm getting a great engagement with what I'm doing. That's why I always mention the body should be talking to you as I'm being talked to right now. All right, so I'm gonna grab this bar again before we move on back to those pull-ups and come to a closeout. It's getting dark. So that felt great. Now let's get to that pull-up bar. So I'm definitely incorporating that stretching. But again, it's not that standard stretching where I'm just sitting in one place and just stretching and that's it. You know, I'm getting some contraction. I'm getting best of the both worlds. Let me make sure that's right and exact. All right, be good. That was a nice stretch at the end of that. I felt it in my forearms, my biceps, my back. So I'm getting a very, very great response from what I'm doing right now. And then you flex it. And speaking of flexing, I've said this before, Arnold Schwarzenegger mentioned in his book, and he actually went to a ballerina class to perfect his posing. He wanted to come to the stage with a different approach. And I'm just sharing that. That's the extent that he went to definitely become successful. And he also mentioned the importance of flexing. Flexing is just like doing a workout. So we'll flex in between the stretching. So we're gonna contract and stretch again. And that's how you could bring out the aesthetics, you know, bring out the definition, you know? So again, this is art, if you will, you know, and this is art. Not even if you will, but let's get it. Appreciate y'all. So where we at with it? We just hit those pull-ups. Let's get one more go around with that, because that stretch felt excellent, and it's rather asking for more. Let's get it. See, that was it. And I also felt that in my core a great deal from the attention given to the core already. So once the body gets revved up and it gets started, you got to, give it what it's asking for. Given that desired, feedback from the body, yeah. So, let's hit those leg raises again. I'm gonna bring the legs to the sky on this one again. I want to get that again as well. Let's go. Again, that was great core involvement with that. And automatically my body, what I'm doing right now, the body is asking for this. So I'm turning my wrist in opposite direction and stretching on its own. This is what I'm telling you. This is what's going on right now when I do this. It's stretching on its own. And then I relax. Then I relax and come up. Relax. Bring them up. Relax. Bring them up. Relax. And move that body. That's what, Bruce Lee. Be mobile. The movement, y'all. This is why we do that. So when we're building muscle, we can move that muscle. We could be light on the feet, but yet sturdy. Okay? This is great for the mobility. So before we come to a closeout, as I've mentioned, this is making sure that the belts, the screws, the bolts, the wiring, making sure that the vehicle has its necessary fluids. Drinking that water, stretching, gets blood to the muscle. I said I gotta incorporate stretching a little more. So let's get right to it again. That was a nice dead hang then. It was getting late, y'all. I would have liked to had more sunlight, but enough. You definitely saw a demonstration, and so I'm glad I was able to take advantage. So let me just hit these leg raises off of here while I'm gonna take advantage of this. You still can see me. That excitement is very present. If you can hear it in my voice, All right, y'all, I'm just making sure. All right, we good. I've had better sets with those. That was all right. Still was very much needed. felt fantastic, y'all. And what I'll do as we close out, I'm gonna grab this dip bar. That dip bar is a great way to stretch too. You know, and the reason why I don't want to leave this part out, I like to go low with it, as I did on this bar over here. So again, that builds up the confidence to, you know, bend at the knees if you had trouble with those. Let's go. So you grab the bar like so. So again, you know, it's just a lot of people, it's a very difficult attempt to, you know, have to bend down and grab something or, you know, things of that nature. You know, it's a real thing. So holding on to the pole and gradually, that's a form of, again, getting that stability in your lower body as well. So we did not much of a lower body stretch, but we did, you know, bend at the knees down for the stretch movement, you know, and that's, again, a great way to gain more confidence if you may happen to be somebody that is a little reluctant due to, you know, lack of working out or something of that might have prevented you from doing so. So again, you could be your own personal crutch in a good way. So I want to say that too. And that's what I'm getting at, you know, is that when you grab these bars and things of that nature, again, get in your squatting position as well. So anyway, you get the point of what's being made. Beautiful routine, beautiful. It's getting dark, as you see. I don't want to, I just want to say so much. So enough said. I appreciate you as always. You know, had a busy week. You know, I'm a busy man, which is a beautiful thing. But, you know, as I always do, you know, there will always be time carved out as much as I can help it, you know what I'm saying? So we could connect and get this content out and, you know, elevate with such actions. I'm out of here, y'all. Catch you on the next go around. Peace.